I think it's working. It's very hard to tell. There's something of a delay, so it's quite hard to tell if it's working or not. But it's counting, so we'll assume that it is. I am just taking a break from the craziness that is setting up a website and trying to get my classes live, so I thought I would do a coffee vlog and do it live for a change. I have my coffee. Apparently it's National Coffee Day in America. I don't know what that means, other than Starbucks are probably going to make a lot of money today, I would think. So if you're joining me, do say hello. Let me know that you're here in the chat. Hello. And in the meantime, I'm going to switch over to the overhead cam because I'm going to do some updates on my bullet journal. Oh, I've also got this one out because in October I plan to do what's it called? I can't remember the name of it. It's an Instagram challenge that's supposed to be for photos, and I plan to do it as a drawing challenge, possibly. If I've got time to do it, I'm going to do it as a drawing challenge. And a lot of you have got these book shadows with the rag paper in. Hello, Irene. Oh, it's working then. A lot of you have got these books of shadows with the not rice paper. I keep saying rice paper. It's rag paper. It's cotton paper. But it sucks for doing just about anything on. It takes gel pen quite nicely. I've done some stuff in gel pen. It takes pencil okay if you use a soft pencil. But anything else, it really does not want to use any of it. It's not having any of it. It likes pastel. I've done some pastel work here. This is pastel and ink, but I did the inking with a brush. And it was still very difficult to get it to take anything. So what I've done is I've prepped a couple of pages. This page is prepped with clear gesso. This page is prepped with workable fixative. And I've got something else I'm going to try on this page. It's like a ground. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's specifically for allowing paper to take watercolour. Because this paper is way too porous. The minute you get any water on it, everything soaks through and that's it. You can't do anything with it. It really doesn't like any kind of water at all, or ink, or anything, really. Like I say, gel pen is the best thing I've found for it so far. But I do really want to use this book, and I'd really rather not have to cut and rebind this amount of paper, because I think that would be a giant pain in the backside. So I want to play with this paper. I've got nothing to lose really, because I haven't done that much in it. If all else fails, I can unbind it because it's only bound at the back with leather. So I can unbind it and just tip these couple of pages in that I've done. I've done like an intro page. I could redo that easily. I could actually probably take this out and put it into another book quite easily. It's only on a piece of vellum with washi tape. I've done a little bit of writing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 pages of writing, plus this, plus these, which, these are stuck in anyway. I could easily take those out. Got this written in. Again, that's easy enough to copy out. So I'm not losing anything by experimenting with the paper, because it's naff paper anyway, frankly. Yeah. So I thought I'd give it a go and see what I can do to it to make the paper worth using. And if I can't make the paper worth using, then I'll just take the book apart and redo the couple of pages that I've done, because it's not going to be the end of the world. So this was, I know somebody will ask, it's from, I got it on eBay. No, I didn't. I got my Moon one on eBay. This was a gift. But you can find them on eBay. If you look on eBay for, I think they're generally called Indian paper, or they're Indian books. They're pretty easy to come by. But they're just regular rag paper. But it's rubbish for just about everything. Everything bleeds through it. It's nice paper to touch. It feels nice. But you can't use a fountain pen in it or anything like that. So, be a shame to have to rebind it, because I do like the paper, but I can't. If you can't work on it, there's no point. Life on the half shell. Oh, what's your name? Now, hang on a minute. Janet. Yeah, I thought I'd do a coffee vlog. I fancied doing a bit of a vlog, but I can't be bothered to edit video today. People don't realise how long it takes to edit video. It's so much easier to just do a live vlog and trim the ends of it. So I thought I'd give this a try, because people seem to like Periscope, so I thought being able to, swap and change over from face cam to book cam be fun. I've even got, check this out, look, can even go to my, now that's supposed to be my website, it's not supposed to be that one. Oh, that's because it's on there. There you go, look, my website's up. So I can swap between cameras now pretty easily. I've changed my software over. So that's quite cool. Hi Vanessa. It does take forever, and it's not just that it takes forever, it's that after a while, because I edit videos not just for YouTube, I do videos for classes, I do private stuff, I do all sorts of things, and it drains you, honestly. And I don't know about anybody else, but I get sick of the sound of my own voice, because you listen to every single piece of the video so many times, trying to get it to line up and get it to link and get it to make sense, and then watching it back to make sure you haven't repeated anything, and then watching it back again, and then watching it back again to make sure that it all works, and then you compile it, and then you watch it back again to make sure that, and you just think, oh my god, please, can I just edit somebody else's videos for the day so I don't have to listen to my own voice? Hi Marisol. And then it takes forever. For every 20 minutes of video, I probably record about an hour, and it easily takes 3 times as long as that to edit that hour out. Even though most of my stuff doesn't actually need much editing. It's not like I sit here and ah and oh, I'm not sure what I'm going to say, and but I like to have my transitions work properly. I like to be able to zoom in on certain bits and swap and change camera angles and things. And yeah, it takes a while. And then you've got to compile it, and then you've got to upload it. Although I found out that you can actually, I can actually upload direct to Vimeo now, regardless of how long the video is. But even though YouTube has allowed videos more than 10 minutes long for about a decade, you still can't export from Movie Maker, from iMovie to direct to YouTube without what's the word? Using the direct exporter, because it says your movie is more than 15 minutes long. Sorry, you can't do that. But one of my videos are more than 15 minutes long. CEO, hello. Is it Claire? I think. Oh, lots of people. Hello. Coffee. I have Irish cream flavoured coffee because I'm currently in that 3 months of the year, July, August, September, when you can't get a gingerbread latte for consumption at home anywhere. You can't even in Costa, like Costa do my favourite gingerbread latte, and they do it all year round. But you can't buy the syrup separately, so you can't make them at home. And Asda don't have any. Nobody has any. Oh, and I've run out of syrup. So, yeah, I've hit my... Hi, Makeup Junkie. I recognise that handle. Who are you? Makeup Junkie 1910. I recognise that. Oh, hi, Jelly. Yeah, go make some coffee. Come join me. It's National Coffee Day, apparently. Well, not here. National for you lot over there in your nation. But, you know, where America goes, everybody else tends to follow. So if you're going to have a National Coffee Day, why shouldn't we? That's what I think. So, what have I got? I was just showing this book, my witchy book, with its naff paper. I was hoping to do some experiments with it because I'm going to do an arty thing for October. Hopefully live. You're celebrating National Soda Day. Okay. Are you one of those weird non-coffee drinkers? Because I'm not sure I want to associate with those. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Every day's a coffee day. Absolutely. Yeah, this rag paper, as any of you who know who've got these kind of books, is rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Oh, Italian coffee is amazing. Yes, I'm going to come and visit you, Irene. So I've tried a few different, and I'm aware that I'm repeating this, but there's a lot more people in now than there was earlier. It was just Irene and me earlier. So just go make yourself a coffee, Irene, you'll be fine. I've taken some of this paper and I've put clear gesso on this page, which has made the paper not feel very nice, I have to say, but I want to see if it works. I've got workable fixative on this one, and I'm going to put some ground on this one and see if it makes any difference to being able to use the paper. And if it doesn't, then I'm probably going to have to either take this book apart or use it as a sticky book, because the only thing that works in this book is gel pen and glue stick. So I might have to use a different book. Look what I got in the post. Are these cool or what? These are Chalkola markers from... can't remember the name of the company who makes them. Chalkola. They caught me out there, didn't they? Chalkola liquid chalk markers. They are not for porous surfaces. You can't use them on paper. They are for using on glass, or tables, or coffee boards, blackboards, whatever. Apparently they're very popular with teachers. But these are a new product that they've brought out, and I want to say a nook, but I think that's not the right name. The girl who does the marketing for them approached me and said, "Can I send you some of these to have a play with and see what you think?" And I said, "Yes, okay. I'll give them a try for you and see what we can do with them." I mean, obviously you can use them on, just for writing, like cafe boards and things. You know what I mean, don't you? They do look like Uniposcas. They do look exactly like my Uniposca markers. They work very much the same way. In fact, they look like the 7mm tip. And you have to do the whole scrunchy thing to get them working. I haven't tried them yet. I haven't used them at all yet. I'm going to have a play with them and see how they work. But I'm interested in not just, you know, can I write on the fridge with them kind of stuff, but, you know, can I use them in my journal if I use the right kind of background? I mean, obviously gesso is a porous surface, paper is a porous surface, but something like acrylic or matte medium or something like that is a non-porous surface, so technically they should work on there. So I'm interested to have a play with those, that'll be fun. I've also got a box of something interesting down there that I haven't opened yet. Well, I have opened it, but I haven't done what I need to do with it, so I can't really show you what it is. But it's very cool. Anyone with kids who like Lego will enjoy it. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to update my bullet journal. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. I can imagine they'd be fun if you've got like a family or something and you want to do the meal plan for the week or something like that. A Keurig. What's a Keurig? Oh, we're back to coffee machines, are we? Right, okay, hang on. You lost me there for a second. I don't do coffee machines. So, have I got any updates in my bullet? I've got a couple of updates in my bullet journal, actually. Yes. I need to update that. Haven't done that. I don't use the index very much. That seems to be a common thing that a lot of people are saying, that, oops, that they don't use their index very much. Hi, Gumtree. Yeah, I can't see me using the index very much. I might stop putting everything in it and just start using it for... I've got a couple of pages where I've got the odd note, like... let me find one. Oh, my hands are so dry today. I've been slathering on hand cream all day. Like this. I've got this note here that I want to keep, but this is all finished. This is just regular bullet journaling. So I want to be able to just cross it out and say, right, that page is done. But then I've got this note. So I'm wondering if maybe I could use this just to transfer those notes to. And just make a note of where those notes are. So this is to do with a Halloween thing, a Halloween idea. And in here I could put, you know, page 12, Halloween idea for blah blah. So not copying out the note again, just putting an index for that particular note. So just using this for pages that I know I need to go back to that I might not be able to find. Because these, I can find them, you know, they've got things on the top and flags and stuff. I'm not having any problem. I'm not referring back to this. Yeah, this is the new bullet journal. Hi, Angie. This is the new bullet journal version. Well, it's not new. It's just a different key. That's all, which makes more sense to me actually. It works very well. I've got my forward planning bits, which is working very well. September. For those of you who didn't see my in-depth video, after this live stream's finished, I'll put a link to the original video. But if you go back a couple of videos, there's an hour-long introduction to my bullet journal. But basically what I've done is I've got 1 to 30 for the days, and I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here for September. But then I've split it sideways, and it goes across 2 days instead of 1. So I've got, this is my When Frogs Sing column, so this is 2015, so I know what is going up every day. This is payments, so money coming, large money sums of money coming in or going out for the business. This is appointments, because this is all I have that is personal. So there's no point having it somewhere separate. I might as well just stick it in there. And then this is my YouTube. stuff, and then at the bottom I've got a list here of stuff that's coming up that I need to have in mind, like the fact that my Vimeo payment's due in November. And then I've got my work goals and my personal goals, and I've just got 3 work goals, and I was going to put 3 personal goals, but at the moment I've only got 2. And I've just relaunched the website today, and I've just launched When Frogs Sing 2016 payments today. So that's done. Work goals, check. Personal goals, well, I'm supposed to be doing 3 videos a week for YouTube. I'm not quite at 3 videos a week, but I did 5 last week, so I did catch up. Hello, Jacinta. Is it? Now, I can never remember. Are you one of those people who have a backwards name? Is Jacinto your surname or your first name? I can't remember. Yeah, so that's working well. I like this. I'm using my stickers for... These bits are moon phases and things. I can't zoom in on this camera, so I'm hoping you can see it properly. Oh, Bart is your first name. Okay, sorry. I thought it was the other way around for some reason. Oh, I've added in, because this is my YouTube column, I've added in my subscriber numbers. So I check my subscriber numbers on a Monday and write them in. Not that I'm particularly, it's not that I don't care about subscriber numbers, it's just I find it interesting to see what videos I've done the week before and how that correlates to how many subscribers I've got, if that makes sense. And for some reason, I don't know why, it seems to be that the weeks I don't do any videos, I get more subscribers. Are you trying to tell me something? And then I've got my September-October class notes. This is my 2016 class notes, and this stuff is just basically scribbles. I'm organising exactly what I'm doing for each week for semester 1. But I'm doing it as, what's it called? Mind maps. I just find it easier to just scribble. And then once I've got it in a list format, and I can say, right, week 1 we're going to do this, week 1 we're 2 we're going to do this, then I will write it into here as a list. Until it's finalised, I don't want to write it in here because I'll just end up rewriting it and rewriting it and rewriting it, and that's pointless. So I've done it as a series of... What's the matter, baby? What are you crying for? Oh, Scooby-Doo, what are you crying for? Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Did you want to say hello? Did you want to say hello? Okay then. Come on then, come and say hello. Come and say hello. There you go, see? There's Scooby-Doo. Hello, Scooby. Who's the boy? Did you want to belly rub? Yes. Did you want to say hello to everybody? Say hello. Are you going to sing? Are you going to sing for us today? Oh, you are? Oh, who's a good boy? Oh, he's a good boy. You're so cute, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're so cute. Oh, do you want snuggles? Oh, there you go. There you go. You feel better now? Yes? Okay then. There we go. Where was I? Yeah, these are just mind maps and scribbles until I get to the point where I can put them in list format, and then they'll go in here as a final list. Bullet journaling is, for me, it's a really good way of listing things because I'm a list keeper. I've always liked just writing lists. And I don't mind the fact that I've got information and stuff, and then I've got, my to-do lists for the day, and then if I need to write something else, I can just start on the next page and go, oh, I need an October calendar, so I'll put that in there, and oh, next I need to write a list of what I'm doing for the website, so I'll put that in there. oh, I could do with a list of YouTube videos, and oh, I only need to use half a page there, so I'll use the rest of it for notes. You know, I like the freedom of doing that. So yeah, this is 2016 When Frogs Sing, which has just gone live today. Well, it hasn't gone live, obviously, because it doesn't start till January, but if you go to my website, romany.org.uk, you can purchase the class, and there is a 3-month payment subscription thingy if you want to pay in over 3 months. But to do that, you have to sign up before Halloween. So it says before Halloween, but I'm going to leave it up till November the 1st, because I know some people don't get paid until the 31st. And then last year we had like 3 or 4 people had to wait until the 1st to get paid. So I'm going to leave it up until later in the day on the 1st, so that people can have got 2 paydays to sign up if they want to. So if anybody's got any questions about the classes, let me know. But basically it's going to be a year-long class, but it's 4 different sections. We're doing flora, fauna, people and places. So flora is obviously like flowers, trees, nuts and berries and things like that. Fauna is animals. People is, well, people, surprisingly enough. And then places will be, you know, stuff like urban sketching and architecture and perspective and all that kind of stuff. Hello, Carmen. Oh, Angie, you didn't write it in capitals, so I nearly missed that. If you've got anything that you're asking me a question or you need me to see, you need to put it in capitals or I'll miss it. Are you thinking of trying any new journals or systems for 2016? No, actually, I'm going to do a video on it, because the last few years I've had a lot of people asking me to try different things and review different things, and much as I love doing reviews and things, everybody does reviews and things of everything. I'll come back to that, Janet. You know, I work quite closely with Vicky and Carrie. Carrie does reviews of just about every Traveller's Notebook and DIY fish system that comes out, which is the one that I like using. If I'm going to use a system, it tends to be Fish's system. And Vicky gets just about every planner there is that comes out, and we very much agree on what makes a good planner and what doesn't. So, you know, doing another planner video after she's already done one, to me, seems like beating a dead horse. I would rather stick to the journaling side of it and the list making side of it and the freeform side of it that they don't really use, if that makes sense. I mean, I know Vicky does do journaling, but there's a difference between doing journaling and focusing on journaling. And I'm very much on the art and journaling side of it, and I would prefer to stay on that side of it, to be honest. So I have decided not to buy a Hobonichi or anything like that. I'm sticking with my bullet journal for now. I have the system that I set up earlier in the year for my Midori, which is kind of like a travel journal, because I do love my Midori, but at the moment, because I want to do more artwork and stuff like that, and especially mixed media, I need a bit more space to work. I can't work in an 8x8 square. So I've got a writing and art, kind of writing and art. It's small pieces of art and stuff like that. It's just, you know, this kind of stuff. I've got a planning section, which is the one that Ray Blake designed. You can get these on My Life All in One Place. It's a monthly planner that goes right the way up to June 2017, I think. Yeah, June 2017. So it's a 2-year planner of months. And I'm keeping that up to date. I've got to go back and fill in September, but I am keeping it up to date so that when I'm out and about, I can take this with me instead of having to take my bullet journal and my ordinary journal. I can just throw this in my bag. I've got my to-do lists, which is, again, it's a bullet journal system, but this is one I designed and Ray put together for me. So it's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and notes, and it's divided in two. So I use the top for appointments and the bottom for bullet journals. And again, this is available on his site. So if I'm out and about, or if I'm going away for a weekend or something like that, I can take this with me instead of having to take everything else with me. And then I've got my commonplace book at the back, which is just where I put in reading notes and lists, and I've got my audiobook list and stuff like that in here. Yes, some of it is duplicated in my bullet journal, some of it is duplicated in my journal, but I'm not bothered about that. I like that there's a bit of a crossover, because when I come to use this, it means that I'm not completely bereft of absolutely everything that I have in every other book. I've got something as a foundation to work from, so it's quite nice to just have this as a smaller book that I can just chuck in my bag and take with me. And I can always take pages out of this and put them into my journal later if I want to. So if I spend ages doing a bullet list for something, like a class setup or something like that, and I have ideas for a class setup, I can always write it in here and then take it out and put it in here later. Or I can copy it out. Although I don't tend to do that, I'm too lazy. But that means that I don't have to take both of these. And this is getting a chunky monkey. So I'll come back to that one in a minute. What else have I added into my journal? My bullet journal. Something that I find difficult is when you have, like, today, well, not today, yesterday, I made a dentist's appointment because I broke a tooth. But my dentist's appointment is until Thursday. Now I have it on my September list here, but I want it in my head because I don't want to accidentally go on plan, because I don't normally have appointments on a Thursday. So I don't want to go ahead and plan something for Thursday and then realise, oh, hang on a minute, I can't do that because I've got to go and get my tooth fixed. I've got deliveries coming on different days. So like here, last Tuesday I had LBM delivery on Thursday, and then it got moved to Friday. So what I've started doing for those, like here's my dentist appointment here. And what I've done is I've put it as a square for an event, and I've put dentist Thursday 11:50. But here I've just used this side to put Thursday the 1st. So I can quickly see here, oh, there's something that's happening Thursday the 1st. Oh, that was my dentist appointment that I moved forward. So that means I don't have to move it forward anymore. I can see it there and it's fine. I've only moved it forward because it was last week. It was something from last week, so I moved it to Monday. I try to clear down the whole of last week before I move on to Monday. I don't like having to flip backwards all the time. But I do tend to do most of what's on my list, so I don't tend to have an awful lot that I'm bringing forward. I've done that one. I have a lot that I don't mark off. But then, like this, so I noted down on Monday that I needed to do a setup of my blog front page, but then here I wrote down Friday, because I was planning to do it on Friday. I've actually done it today. Paying a cheque from somebody, I needed to do that on Thursday when I went to town, so I wrote Thursday next to it. And then when I've done it, I cross it off, like that. So LBM delivery due Thursday, it came on Friday, so that's finished. That has been moved forward, so I can cross that one out. That's done. And then in the middle of this, on Saturday, I had some notes for my live stream. So I just wrote live stream notes. Put it there. And then I've brought everything forward to Monday. Will the people in section include movement? Yes, in a way. the people section, because it's July, actually there's a week in the middle that I won't be teaching because July is my month off. No, sorry, July I'm not teaching. August and September I am. So August I'll probably do faces and people, just general drawing. And then the second week I'll probably do full body. So yes, that will include some movement. I mean, I don't do gesture drawing and stuff like that. That's beyond what I think I'm able to teach online. That's what life drawing classes are for. But we've done like people walking their dog and running and throwing balls and things like that. We'll certainly have a go at that kind of thing. This year we did dancers. So yeah, it's hard to say because I haven't planned out that section yet. But you know, if enough people say, yeah, we want to do a section on, you know, full bodies and people moving, not just standing still, then yes, I will put in a section for that. But you know, art classes, you do a whole year on that in an art class. It's very difficult to fit it into 6 classes in a week. But certainly, if people want that, then I will start it off, and we'll see how far we get. I'm missing questions because you're not putting them in capitals, people. Do you ever use a personal size traveller's notebook? No, I don't understand the whole personal size thing. The personal size is an inch different to the regular size. That makes no sense to me. To me, there's no difference. It's an inch shorter. It's kind of like people who rave about the field note size but then say they don't like A6 even though there's only like half an inch between them. It doesn't make sense to me. I can understand people liking small notebooks versus large notebooks versus huge notebooks, or, you know, portrait notebooks versus landscape notebooks where they open like that way. I can totally understand those kind of preferences, but I really don't get it when it's like less than an inch of difference and people are raving about a particular size. And the personal size notebooks, you've got to buy bespoke covers and you've got to get bespoke inserts. That's just making life more complicated. I mean, I have controversial views about the Midori covers and the Fodori covers because I started the Fodori thing. It's my fault. I was the first person to do. You know, I've seen this online, and I'm going to buy a scrap of leather and show people how to make this because I think I can make one and try it out and see if this is what I like. But I made it with the. Sorry, let me change over. I made it with the express purpose of making a Midori style cover to try it out and see if I liked it. And if I liked it, I was going to buy a proper Midori. And now I buy the proper Midori inserts with the exception of the planners that Ray Blake makes for me because they've got the specific layout that I've designed that I really like, that Midori just don't do. Although in fact Midori do a vertical layout, it's just very hard to get in the UK. It's extremely hard to buy it here. Oh, somebody asking about the vertical layout. It's just a vertical week. That's all. It's the vertical week that everybody hates in the Filofax. So I've got 8 columns, 4 on one side, 3 on the other, plus notes. That's it. That's all it is. It's just on grid paper. Apparently Midori do one like this, but it's got lines instead of grids. But I haven't ever been able to get hold of one in the UK. Yeah, Fodori covers, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't get into that discussion. I know some people like, you know, different colours and things like that, and I can understand more people who like there's a lot of people who are vegan who don't want a leather cover, so I can totally understand them going for something like a fabric cover or a faux leather, or you know, so people make them out of placemats and all sorts of things, and I can totally understand people making their own. I don't understand the whole Etsy business craze of making leather notebooks that are exactly the same as what you can already buy. I don't know. I just find it bizarre. Anyway. Trying to use one moleskin a day for 2016. One moleskin daily for 2016. Hang on, let me read that again. I'm trying to use one moleskin daily for 2016. Oh, a daily moleskin, day per page kind of moleskin. Do you think you could achieve a cull and use one notebook for a year? No, absolutely not. I struggle in July, to be honest, with the one notebook thing, purely because I'm a planner. I'm also a chronic list maker. I write constantly. I'm always making notes. I journal. I have a book of shadows. I have a work planner. I have my work notes. You know, there's just no way I could put it all into one book. It just wouldn't fit. Physically, it wouldn't fit. One day to page, large side. Oh, so similar to this, but just one day to a page. Yeah, that wouldn't work for me. I tried it with the Hobonichi Cousin, and it doesn't work for me. It works as a one thing, so I could use it as a planner, or I could use it as a notebook, or I could use it as a journal, or I could use it as a daily drawing thing, but I can't use it for everything because I output too much. That would be like asking CEO to go and use like a 1 page a day book. You know, she writes up to 20 pages a day. There's no way it would happen. I am a chronic journaler. Apparently there's a word for it, hypergraphia or something. I think that's like a clinical condition like OCD, which is certainly, I don't have that. I don't have a compulsion to write, but I do write constantly. Everything. Right. I write everything. If I don't write it down, it didn't happen. Trying to go minimalist. I see a lot of that lately. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm bored with this. I want to simplify. I want to do this." Everybody's doing the anti pretty planning thing. Is the current? They've all spent the last 2 years doing pretty planning, and now they're doing anti pretty planning because they want to simplify and minimise everything. That's the latest bandwagon, if anybody wants to jump on it. For me, I think you should work the way that works for you. And you might find that being minimalist works for you. But I think there's a danger you can kind of shimmy yourself into a corner. And you know, at the end of the day, if it doesn't work for you to have it all in one place, you can feel like, yeah, but I have to stick with this because I'm trying to do it. I'm a big advocate of using this time of year. So, like, right now, you could probably get a Moleskine Daily Journal for 2015 for pennies because they're out of date now. You could probably even get a 2014 if you can cope with the fact that the days would be wrong. I've done that before because all I use is the dates. You know, you can get one that's out of date. It doesn't matter if you can just move the day. You just cross out the days and it doesn't matter to you. And then, you know, use that time now up to Christmas to see if that will work. And then come January, when you come to get your new planner, you know if that's going to work for you or not. You know if you need a big journal and maybe you need a pocket journal as well. For me, I'm loving the bullet journal because it's completely freeing. I've got all my notes and all my planning all in one place. My only concern is how fast I'm going to go through this book. I can imagine if you had larger writing, it would be very easy to go through a book very, very quickly. I have tiny writing, so I'm not doing too badly. But I think once I get busy, it could, I could easily fill up a page a day. But there's 240 pages in this, so I don't see me going through it in less than 3 months. And 3 months is a decent amount of time to have a book full of information. And then that means you've got 4 in a year, which is not too many to go back to. Plus I put all the important information is in Evernote anyway, where it's searchable. But yeah, I do think it's possible to kind of corner yourself into, I want to do this, therefore I'm going to do it, without any regard for whether it's actually going to work for you or not. There's no way that I can have one book and say, right, I'm going to use one book. It's one thing doing a challenge in July, saying, right, let's get back to basics, use one book, figure out what you really need, review your system, etc., for 1 month. It's quite another pigeonholing yourself into saying, I'm going to use this for an entire year and that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, I think that can be a bit dangerous, actually. Well, not dangerous, it's not going to blow up or something, but I think you can sacrifice productivity for trying to get yourself... Claire's put, a sweet mother of Moses, I couldn't do 1 notebook per year, I wish I could. Claire, you couldn't do 1 notebook a month. I'm going to have to scroll back up because I've missed questions now because I've been waffling. Your dentist should be a guest in your videos. It's because I keep breaking teeth. Well, I didn't break a tooth this time. My filling came out. It's years of having really crap dentists. Americans don't understand how bad our dentistry is here. It really is awful. How is the apartment coming along? It's not too bad. It's mostly sorted out now. I just unpacked my last box the other day, which is all my paints and things. And now it's just kind of sorting things out, which comes on to the next question. Are you still doing KonMari? Yes, I am. I've done all my clothes. I've done all my books. I've done all my kitchen stuff. I have not tackled my art desk yet. To be honest, I don't think I want to tackle my art desk. I'm quite happy with it the way it is, because when I moved, I got rid of a lot of stuff. Because I had to. I had nowhere to put it. So anything that I hadn't used in a year, I got rid of. I've got some stuff that I still could pare down, because I kept a lot of stuff that I wasn't sure whether I needed to keep it or not. But, yeah, really it's just a case of reorganising. And I don't have time to do that right now. I'm up to my ears with classes. So I'll do that another time. But yeah, I've been doing the KonMari with everything else, and it's working great. Vanessa's trying a bigger notebook over the field notes. Yeah, I understand. I can understand guys using. This is going to sound very sexist, but I can understand guys using a field notes book because, in general, they tend to take fewer notes. They tend to only write down what's really important. Whereas, again, in general, not everybody plans the same way. Girls, for the most part, we tend to write everything down. And it could be why we all remember things and they don't. Maybe, I don't know. But a lot of the guys I've seen use smaller notebooks, and they find that fits their needs. Whereas us girls, most of us tend to have a massive planner that's packed to the full, packed to the gills, and exploding out at the sides and everything else. I don't. Mine's fairly slim and petite. I'm not a stuffer, but I think in general women tend to put everything in there. So I think in general, unless you've got small writing, and even then, if you're not very prolific, a small journal is a small field notes is probably not going to do you for very long. Anti-pretty planners. Oh, you're so behind, Claire. Oh, God left us. Oh, bye. It took me that long. I had to scroll back so far. Apparently I need to check my screen resolution because it's not optimal. Well, that's because it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have the option that's optimal. Expect Mum to remind them. My fella relies on Google. He's a Google Calendar. If it's not in Google Calendar, it doesn't happen. Everything goes in Google Calendar, or Google Tasks, or Google Notes, or Google Keep. It's all in there, and it's all on his phone. And let's go back to this. I don't know if you can see that very well. To me, it looks like it's a bit glary, but hopefully you can see it. Yeah, this is the list of things I've been doing today. As you can see, I've had to double up crossways. I've been doing 4 columns for each section because to me it seemed pointless to write it all out. But if you used 1 line per everything, that would be 2 pages worth of notes there. But with my tiny writing, it wasn't necessary. Oh, I've put this down. This is one of those ghost post-its, and I've got a list on here of things that are things I need to do this month but aren't urgent. So I've got a review for somebody I need to do. I've got some emails I need to send out by the end of the month. By this month, I mean October. I'm already in October. I need to do a review for those chalk markers. I've got some sketches I need to do. None of it is urgent that it needs to be done straight away, but it needs to be done by the end of October. So I've just put them on a post-it note there, and the mere fact that every time I turn the page I have to pick it up and move it reminds me to look at it and go, ooh, can I do any of those today? So when I have a quiet day, I can fit one of these in and hopefully whittle that list down. Do I have planners I regret buying? No, not really. I like trying new planners. If I even get a whiff of the idea that I will regret buying something, I don't buy it in the first place. Oh, actually, no, I tell a lie. I do have one that I regret buying. Well, no, I don't regret buying it. I'm glad I bought it. I just wish it had been more useful than it was. I got the Passion Planner. I did the Passion Planner on the Kickstarter, and I really really liked the idea of it. I liked the video. I was looking at what they were doing. I really liked the idea of it, and then it arrived, and it was a bit kind of, well, is that it? And now there's another one come out, which, as far as I can tell, is exactly the same. So, sorry, I need a drink. Yeah, I think in hindsight I wouldn't have got that one, but I don't regret buying it because I looked at it and I probably saved a lot of other people wasting money on it, but I wouldn't buy it again. I'm not going to buy it again next year or anything like that. I think that's all for my bullet journal. Oh. Yeah, my monthly to do this month. The extra notes for when something is on a day that's pushed forward, that's not yet, so that I don't have to keep moving it day to day to day, because that was just getting annoying. And I think using the index to make a note of when there's something on a page that I have otherwise crossed the rest of the page out. So like this one, where I've just got that one bit that's still relevant and the rest of it is done. So I think I'll use that for that instead of just writing everything in there, because I've already got my tabs. I've got my colours on the top for my colour coding. I've got my colours on the sides for my colour coding. I've added the tabs. Oh yeah, I added these flags for the current page that I'm on, because I've got multiple orange pages. So the one that I'm using most is this one. Even though this is the current page, like October is the current page. 2016 is the one that I'm working on most, because I'm having to do my planning. So that's where I've stuck the tab. I've got a blue one here for my website stuff. I've got a green one here for my current finance stuff, and then I've got a yellow one that takes me to my current day. So there you go, that's my bullet journal update. What do I think about the goal-based planner? Is that the new one, similar to the Passion Planner, that's on GoFundMe at the moment? If it is, I can't see much difference between that and the Passion Planner. I don't really... I'm not a goal-setting person, so those kind of things don't really work for me. I'm more project-based than goal-based. I've been getting a lot of questions about this book. I don't know why everybody cannot recognise this book as the same book that I showed you everybody the last time. But to reiterate, this is my little black journal that I've been using since June. The only difference to it is that I've stuck a sticker on the front. That's the only thing that's changed. Oh, and I put my fox on it that I made for my Hobonichi last year. I've actually got a video tutorial on how to make these. It's a simple... It's based on the Hobonichi wrap thing. And it's just an easy way of keeping it closed, because it's getting a bit chunky. If you want one of these, they are the... All I did was I went on eBay and I searched for thick blank journal. And in just about every Korean shop ever, these came up. And they have "Believe" written on the front and a quote, which I've stuck something over so I can't tell you what it says. But it's got "Believe" written on the front, and it's just a black, gold-edged journal. That's it. Am I still finding Evernote useful? Always. I've been using Evernote since it started. I was in the beta. I've never stopped using Evernote, and I don't think I ever will stop using Evernote. It's amazing. The fact that you can put a photo of something in that's got writing on, and it will search for the writing in that photo, completely sold it for me. Because I have so many things that I can take a photo of a business card. I don't have to write the information in. I take a photo of the business card and then I can search for that business card. And I can put a tag on it to say electrician. So if I can't remember the electrician's name, I don't have to be able to remember his name. Or if I can't remember anything about him but his name was Nick, you know, I can search for Nick and it will bring up all the business cards that have got Nick in. I love it. And there's so much storage space. You know, you can add up to 12 gigs a year of storage. So I do everything in Evernote. I don't even create documents on my computer anymore. I make them in Evernote, and then I add to them when I'm out and about. I do everything in Evernote. Absolutely everything. I even draft emails in Evernote because I don't have to be sat at my computer in my email system. And if I'm on my Mac, and I do a draft email in my Mac email program, it doesn't automatically save that draft to Gmail, even though I'm using Gmail. So I can't get it on Gmail, I can't get it anywhere other than on my Mac. Whereas if I draft the email in Evernote, I can link to the original email, so I've got the information there. Yes, it is. Hello, Handy Rose. I've got the information there immediately, and I can pull it up on any device. I can pull it up anywhere. I don't even have to be on my own computer or on my own phone, as long as I can access my Evernote account. You have the thick black journal, but you don't like the paper. You don't like the paper? How can you not like this paper? It's lovely. It takes everything. It's 475 pages of huge, Claire. 475 pages. And I'm on, I think, page 175. So I've got another 300 pages to go. I'm thinking the spine is not going to hold up for that long, because that's almost 200 pages. And I've got that plus another half again. 150% of that to fit into this side. So I think it might not actually manage to do it. I think I'll get maybe halfway through and it'll start to give. Once it starts to give, if the spine starts to go, I will stop using it as a journal with all this stuff, extra stuff in it, and I will start using it as my written journal or just a sketchbook and not adding extra bits into it, because that's what's pumping it out, the fact that I'm adding extra bits to virtually every page. I don't think I'm going to get to 475 pages with actually filling it out. However, I really like it. I love the size. I love the paper. I don't know, I just really like this journal. There's just something about it that I love. And I really want to keep using it until it can't take anymore. So I think I'm going to carry on using it until the spine looks like it's going to fall apart. And then I'll be able to tell you all how far you can push it. Oh, lots of people talking. Are you doing any of the challenges on Instagram in October? No, I am doing the Inner Witch October challenge, but I'm not doing it as a... Hello. I'm not doing it as a photo challenge on Instagram. I'm doing it as a drawing challenge, and I might do it as a live drawing challenge where I just pop on for half an hour and do the drawing and pop off. I tend to eke drawings out for as long as I possibly can. So, yeah, I think it would be good for me to have to draw something in half an hour. Plus, I'd like to use my witchy journal, this one, and see what I can do with the paper. Although I think that could get incredibly annoying after a while. But I do have another couple of these, and I'm considering turning one of these into a version of this, because this paper is rubbish. I do not like this paper at all. You can't do anything with it. And I'm not a paper snob in any way. I can quite happily do mixed media on regular moleskin paper, but no, that paper is awful. It's like trying to paint on tissue paper. It's not even tissue paper, it's like recycled kitchen towel. It's horrible. But yeah, I will be doing that, and hopefully I'll be doing it live, a daily live thing, instead of doing Vlogtober. I thought it'd be fun to do a Vlogoween type daily drawing thing. But we all know what I'm like for doing daily stuff, so... Overwhelmed by chunky planners. I don't like chunky planners. I feel cluttered if I've got a chunky planner. Some ink shows through. Wow. What ink are you using that's showing through? The only thing I've got that shows through is Sharpie pens, my Pentel Japanese brush pen, but that's India ink. I would expect that to happen. and Copics. Even my fountain pens work on this. I've not had any problems with ink showing through on this paper at all. Other than, like, if I press too hard or if I colour stuff in too long. Like when you're colouring in little squares and things like that, sometimes it will show through, but no, mostly. Ooh, wrong way. Why is everything backwards on a Mac? Do you not understand that? Apparently I'm not the only one, because I see everybody going, ugh, where do I put my book? No, you can see I've got a couple there. I've got one there where it came through. That's my Pentel India ink. I've got a little bit of ghosting on a couple of these, but not where it's written on. And some of these are fountain pens, so I don't know. Depends what pens you're using, I guess. 475, Claire. Yes, 475 pages. It's a bit small for you. You'd go through it in a couple of weeks. I get away with using this because I got the tiniest writing in the world. Like literally, if you think of the size of a regular ballpoint pen, my writing, if I wrote an A, a letter A, it's about maybe twice the width of that pen nib, height-wise. So if you did that and then that, that's the height of my A when I write. I've got really tiny writing. So if you haven't got tiny writing, it might not be for you because it's only 6x4. But 475 pages, so you can write a lot in it. I'm struggling to find questions because I'm having to scroll up and down. And you're not writing them in capitals. Oh, you like the live events. I like the live events too, but they go on for ages. But on the plus side, like, I do a coffee vlog and it'll be like 45 minutes, which will take an hour and a half to film. And then it'll take 3 hours to edit and an hour to upload. And then I've got to watch it and check it and everything else, so it takes another 2 hours, and I could have been doing other stuff by then. Whereas I can pop on here and do an hour and a half, and I don't have to edit other than, like, chopping the top and bottom and putting on a thumbnail. So, yeah, I might do more of these, because the Periscope thing is okay, but my phone can't cope with it. And I'm not very good with the whole holding things. Holding the phone. I'm a bit jiggery with that, because I have the shakes. Whereas with this I'm hands-free and I can flip around cameras and everything else. Any gel pen you've ever used? I use gel pens. What gel pens are you using? Is it definitely a Believe journal? The black Believe journal and not just a random thick journal? The one with Believe written on the front and the gold edges. How many active books do I have? I have... Oh, hang on, I missed one. With a bound book, what do you do when you make a mistake? What do you mean by a mistake? Drives me batty when I mess up a page and I can't move on. Well, what... I don't view anything as a mistake. What do you view as a mistake? I mean, I can understand if you're using a book like this and you date every page in advance and you miss a day, yeah, that would drive me crazy. But a bit of whiteout will fix that, or a tip in. So it can be fixed. Yeah, it would annoy me as well. But other than that, what do you mean by making a mistake? If I write a word wrong, I cross it out and write the next word. That's part of my journaling. If writing something incorrectly really drives you that crazy that you cannot possibly move on unless you've fixed it, then use an erasable pen or write in pencil would be my answer. But I don't really... I mean, this is a journal. How can you make a mistake in your journal? I think you're being too hard on yourself, maybe. A little bit judgy there. I've got a previous video on how not to be judgy with your art journal. So is Journal CEO, actually. If you go over on her channel, Journal CEO, she's got some very informative videos on keeping a journal. That's what I said. So I got a it's a Mickle-Reus. Why does everybody call it a Miguel Ruiz? I blame Vicky for this. It's Mickle-Reus. I haven't used it like the journaling in the bigger size. Yeah, you can get the Mickle-Reus in this size with the grid paper if you prefer grid paper, and I think that's, is it 300 or 400 pages? I think it's 300 pages, that one. It's a very equivalent size to this though, because it's an A6, and you can get the A5 one as well, which is 400 pages. I've got the A5 ones. I like the A5 ones. I wanted to use... That's the upstairs neighbour coming in, so the dogs are going to kick off in a minute. I wanted to use the A5 of this for my bullet journal, actually, because it's 400 pages. That would last me a year with a bit of luck. But I really like the Evernote book, and I like being able to use the sticky notes and things like that. Then again, I'm not actually using them that much, so when I finish this one I might go to the A5 Mickle-Reus and use that, because I've got about 3 of them. I've got one that I started using as the Hobonichi, and then I got a real Hobonichi and I went to that, but once I've finished my Hobonichi this year I'll go back to the old one. But I've got 2 more of those books, so I think I'll try that. You saw that coffee, that's why you're so chatty. Yeah, I should think so. Do a collage over the top or paste in photos. Yes, that's a good idea, Handy Rose. If you've made some kind of a mistake that you can't possibly get past, yeah, just cover it over. But I think more to the point is to look at why you think it's a mistake, why you feel it's a mistake. What is it that you are so harsh on yourself that you're saying, well, what I've done in my own book, in my own handwriting, isn't good enough? Are we possibly listening to other people's voices in our heads there? And if so, tell them to shut up. It's your book. You can do whatever the hell you like in it. How many active books do I have? There we go. We're back to... Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat because there's lots of questions and I'm missing stuff. Whoops. Here we go. How many active books do I have? I have... This is my bullet journal. It's my Evernote Moleskine. But like I say, once I finish this one, I might move to the Mickle-Reus A5 because it's like massively chunky, and for the amount that I write in it, it would last me a lot longer. And I've already got 2, and it would save me having to buy another one of these. So yeah, that's my bullet journal planner thing. I've also got my A5 Filofax Saffiano. I've got a pear green, it's this colour, Saffiano, which I keep other work stuff. So receipts and papers and notes and things like that don't fit in here. I've also got, this is my regular journal. This is the one I use every day. I've got several different Book of Shadows journals that I use for different things. I have my Midori, which I use mostly as a travel journal now. I've got my little Midori that I use as a wallet. I have this, which is just a regular notebook, but it's an Evernote notebook, and I just pop this in my purse, usually, just for, mostly for when I'm out and about, if I have an idea, because if I have an idea, I have to write it down there and then, so it'll just go in there, and then I photograph it and put it into Evernote. And I've also got my Hobonichi. I've got a Hobonichi cousin that I've been using. Oh, and I've also... I've got this 9x7 book, which is a mixed media one. So this is more painty kind of stuff, and I've got my Midori one, which is the same kind of thing, but it's twice as big. Mostly, I have duplicates of things, but it's because of size, not because of like paper or function or anything like that. I'll have, like, some days I'll want to do a bigger painting, so it'll go in here. And sometimes I'll just want to write and do little stuff, and it'll go in here. And other days I'll just want to cut and paste, and it'll go in my notebook. I've got a spiral bound notebook because that's easy for cutting and pasting things into because it expands nicely. And then I've got, some days I'll want to do a really big painting, and then I'll pull out my Midori because that's 16 by 22. You know, it depends on, it's not really for, oh, I've got a book for this, and a book for this, and a book for this, and a book for this. I've got a little book, and a big book, and a bigger book, and a bigger book, and a huge book. I haven't got a clue about editing YouTube. Rose, try editing on YouTube itself. It takes a while, but it's actually easier than editing on a program. Janet says she's had 3 Believe journals and the paper takes everything. Yeah, I've not had any problems. Unless it's an alcohol-based ink, like India ink or Copic or a really wet fountain pen. And it's not even that it bleeds through, it kind of creeps under. It feathers between the fibres of the paper. Oh, a drawing that turns out badly. Well, is it really that bad? There's a difference between a drawing that's bad and a drawing that's not as exactly how you saw it in your head, and a drawing that is good. You will draw 100 drawings for every one drawing that is good. It's the 10,000 hours rule. You have to spend 10,000 hours practicing something to be able to do it well first time. And trust me, I've done well over 10,000 hours of drawing, and I still mess up drawings. But, you know, I mess them up. One of my favourite things to do with a drawing that really is bad is to just make notes on it. You know, I leave it for a couple of weeks, and then I come back to it and I look at it again with a fresh eye and say, right, I'm going to self-critique this. What did I do wrong here? And rather than, you know, in the heat of the moment, you're going, oh, I can't get this right. Oh, her eyes are all buggly. You come back to it and you go, actually, she's not that bad, but her chin's wrong. I need to revise how her chin looks. And then you can go and look up a photo reference and find a photo reference and correct it. You know, get your red marker out and correct it and make notes saying, right, this is what I did wrong. If I'd done this, I would have got it right. If I'd, you know, her chin, I lined her chin up with her left cheek and it should have been under her right nostril or whatever, you know. Because I was thinking 3/4 faces, you see. I put her chin over here and it should have been over here. You know, make notes of it. Use it as a learning experience. It's not a mistake. Stop thinking of it as a mistake and start thinking of it as practice. A layout for a bullet journal week that you goof up. How can you possibly goof up a layout for a bullet journal week? You write the day, you write your bullet points. You write the next day, you write your bullet points. How can you mess that up? I think you're being a bit too hard on yourself, Zell. I think you need to take a step back and perhaps get a pea shooter for your inner critic. Cross it out and move on. Yep, that's how it works, Vanessa. Cross it out and move on. Oh, crikey. Lots and lots of chat. Hang on. I can't keep up with the chat. Ripped out a few pages in bound notebooks before, but generally try to go with it. Yeah, very occasionally I'll have something. It's usually actually more, not that I hate the page or that it's a mistake, but it's something I've written that is so personal I don't ever want anybody else to see it. And sometimes, you know, those kind of stuff I tend to put in my my pure writing journal, which I get rid of. I shred them when I'm done with them because it's just me brain dumping and getting crap out of my brain. I tend to be very ranty in it, and it's stuff that I wouldn't normally think. It's just stuff that in the heat of the moment, I need to get it off my chest. And most of that goes in there. But if something like that does end up in that journal, I just glue 2 pages together, and that's it. It's gone. Counting on 2 hands. Yeah, I've got. I don't care about how many journals I've got. I don't really feel a need to stick with one journal and finish it all the way through to chronological order and then move on to the next one. I can't work like that. If I want to do a big drawing today, I want to do a big drawing today. I don't want to be confined by the fact that I've got another 300 pages in my little journal to go. Because by the time I finish my 300 pages, I might not want to do a big drawing though. I just want to get on and do one today. Claire lit a page on fire for fun last week, yeah. You should have looked up how to singe the edges before you just took a lighter to it, shouldn't you? The Believe book. The Pilot G2 shows, but it doesn't bleed. See, I don't like the Pilot G2s. I don't understand why everybody goes on about the Pilot G2s, because everybody says it's the pen to use for a moleskin. But every moleskin I've ever used, it bleeds through on, so where does that come from? But no, the Pilot G2s bleed anyway. I've always found that. I'm not a big fan of Pilot pens. Oh, Nikki's awake at 4 AM in Melbourne. What on earth are you doing awake at 4 AM? What is the Believe book? It's this book, this one. My little black book. Oh, I cannot get used to that webcam. Everything's backwards. It's this one. If you go to Miss Vicky B's channel, she actually did a whole video on hers. You have a rant journal and put all sorts of stuff in it, and then it goes, yeah. Vicky's got a burn book. Have you seen that? She's actually drawn it like the burn book from Mean Girls, is it? It's all pink with burn book written across the front. It's awesome. Right. The reason I came on today was to answer any questions about class stuff. So does anybody have any questions about class stuff other than where on earth have 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12 gone for Christmas Chronicles? Because I don't know, okay? I'm trying to find them. I've published those posts 5 times now and they will not show up anywhere, and I don't know why. It's like they just keep disappearing. I've tried scheduling them, I've tried just posting them regularly. I might have to redo the forum. It might be a bug with that particular forum. Or maybe I wonder if I've set a limit on the forum that it can only have so many posts or something. That's an idea. I might have to check that. Crikey. Everybody says crikey here. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people say crikey. I say crikey a lot. Because the F word is frowned upon in YouTube. Moleskin paper is crap. It used to be amazing. It used to be really good. Actually, this paper reminds me of what the original moleskin paper was like. That's what I like about it. The Evernote paper, the paper in these Evernote books, I think because these are made in America, not in China or Outer Mongolia or wherever it is they ship them off to, these are actually made in America. So the paper in this is actually really nice quality. It's like the original moleskins. But I haven't forgiven them for getting rid of the sketchbook paper yet. That lovely cardstock that we all liked so much, it's gone. Flibble. Flibble, yes, I'm going to have to use that. Flibble, flibble. Pilot G2 alternatives. What, just for a regular... I like the jet streams, and the jet streams come in several different Uniball jet streams. They're waterproof, and they come in several different sizes. I like, obviously, the 0.38s because I've got minuscule writing, but you can get them in 0.7s. And actually, Uniball gels are a very good pen, I find. I like them because they're waterproof, they're fade-proof, they're light-proof, they're practically bulletproof. Removed a number of inner leaves of paper from the Believe journals to accommodate the bulk. Yeah, I don't like doing that because it weakens the binding. I find it weakens the binding even more than just putting a lot of paper in there. It would be more sensible to kind of do front back. I think, I don't know, maybe once I've got to October, I might go kind of back here somewhere and do October back here. There you go. Do October back here, and then November, December. I don't know. You've lost classes. Oh, are you on the new site, Angie? Have you logged into the new site? Because it could be that you've logged into the new site and not told me that you're there, and therefore I haven't added you to your classes, because I have to add people manually. So if you hadn't signed up by the time I was doing the manual allocations, I wouldn't know you were there to put you into your classes. So email me, romany@gmail.com, with your information, and I will check what's happened. The likelihood is that you signed up a little bit too late to get manually allocated and you haven't told me you're there, so I haven't added you. Don't like the G2s. No, I don't like the G2s. Oh, you can replace the ink in them with the Mont Blanc refills. Oh, I didn't know that. I like the Mont Blanc refills. I don't like the feel of the Pilot pens. I think that's what it is. I'm not a big fan of pens with rubbery grips and things. Well, we don't seem to be having any class questions, which is what I came on for. And we're up to an hour and a half, so I shall finish my coffee and leave it at that for today, I think. I think I'll do some more of these live shows during October, but try and keep them down. I used to do like 3-hour shows, but 3 hours is a bit too long to be on. I know a lot of arty people do 3-hour shows, and goodness knows I could talk. Could you not flip the book and have a new front? Oh yes, flip it that way and start from that side. Yeah, I could. That's kind of what I meant. I just didn't explain it very well. Yes, I could just flip it and start new from the back to the front, and have October, November, December. I might do that actually, because this sticker will come off. It's already peeling off anyway, so I could stick it on the back to the front so that it's the right way around. Yeah. That's a good idea. I might do that. That's kind of what I meant, but I didn't think of flipping it. Will there be something like Christmas Chronicles this year? I don't know. I have had problems with Christmas Chronicles every single year because I get sick every single year. So I might just do the planning bit and just do it as a planner class. Because the planning part seems to be the bit that everybody really wants to do. I mean, it's nearly October now, and I am still trying to get the sketching part for Christmas Chronicles from last year to go live. Because every time I post, this is what I was saying earlier, that every time I post them, they disappear. I don't even know. I think I'm going to have to recreate the forum and move everybody across. because it's not having it. It won't let me post them. I think I need a break from Christmas stuff this year. Somebody did give me an idea. I think it was Kate. Bye, Angie. Thanks for coming. Oh, I'm sorry, Dark. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up. But it's okay. You've got an hour and a half to go back and watch. You'll be fine. Yeah, somebody gave me an idea to do, or asked me if I was going to do type of journaling, but it's a bit late to do it. I don't have the time to organise it, but I might look at it for next year. But no, I can't. I don't want to do the Christmas Chronicles this year. I might do it as a planner class. I might do the planning, but also I lost my entire site. All the hoo-ha I had with moving and everything else was all tied in with my server and stuff, and she deleted my old website. Everything was gone. She was supposed to back it up for me, and she just deleted it. She just turned it off one day, and it was all gone. Right in the middle of when I was moving, so I didn't even know until people started emailing me going, "Where's the site gone? I can't access my classes." So that was a big hoo-ha. So I don't even have previous versions of the Christmas Chronicles. I would have to start from scratch, and I don't know if I can be bothered with that. But if people really want it as a planner class, I'll do it as a planner class. But not the... It won't have... Well, it could have writing prompts, because writing prompts are easy, but I won't be doing drawing prompts and stuff like that. But if I don't do drawing prompts, then I could probably do the class alongside you and show how I do mine for a change, which is what I've been trying to do for the last 4 years. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Let's put it that way. I will see what I can do for December. But I do have the planner class next year. When Frogs Sing 2015, the one for this year, we've been doing a kind of a threefold class. It's been planner, writing, and... Ooh, One Book Christmas! Oh, there's an idea, Claire. Yeah. Like One Book in July, but One Book Christmas. Well, I kind of like that. That could work, you know. See, I'm excited about that. People say Christmas Chronicles, I'm like, oh. But One Book Christmas I could get behind. Yeah. That's a good idea. I'm going to write that one down. With your name next to it so that I don't forget that it was your idea. When Frogs Sing 2015 is a threefold class, writing, planning, drawing. And I'm going to rerun the planning and the writing classes, because a lot of people have said they would like to do the writing for the journaling without having to do the drawing because they're not interested in the drawing. And I've had a lot of people saying, well, I'm not interested in keeping a journal at all, but I would have loved to do the planning bits. So I'm doing 2016 When Frogs Sing is totally art and drawing and mixed media for the people who want to learn to draw and paint and do that kind of stuff. And then I'm running the planning and writing sections from this year alongside it over the 12 months. So anybody who wants to do a planned project for 12 months or 12 months of writing can do that. I love the way you just say things as they are. You're open and honest and no bullshit. Yep. I don't have time for that. Why do people spend time pussyfooting around and not saying things how they are? I mean, there's a difference between being rude and saying how things are. You know, I don't see the point in pandering to the masses or, you know, what other people think or whatever the latest bandwagon is that everybody's jumping on. I'm not into that. I do my own thing, and if people don't like it, that's fine. They know where the off button is. I'm not to everybody's taste. Not everybody is. So, ooh, I'm excited about that idea, Claire. Thank you for that. because that combines what we were already doing with One Book July at Christmas, but with no pressure. Yeah, I might be able to get behind that one. And it takes care of Vlogmas as well, all in one. Yes, we could do that. Oh, see, this is why it's worth doing live streams, because it's not about me sitting here like the great guru saying, yes, this is how you do everything. Yes, everybody follow me. This is the way to do it. It's about you guys coming up and going, oh, I'm doing this. And me going, oh, that's a good idea. I would never, I mean, I had thought of, using the back of my book first and moving backwards that way. I hadn't thought of simply flipping it upside down and starting as if it was the front. I would not have thought of that. Well, I might eventually. Probably after I'd started writing it in it the other way around. But, without you guys saying, why don't you just flip it over, I wouldn't have thought of that. The busiest season of the year all in one book. Yeah, might have to be a big book. Although Christmas for me is not busy. I have family. I have my mum and dad and my sister, but that's it. My mum and dad go away for Christmas. My sister, I very rarely see at Christmas. Martin doesn't do Christmas. He holds up from the 23rd right the way through till New Year's Eve, and he doesn't emerge until the drinks are poured. He simply does not do Christmas week at all. So it's just me and the dogs for Christmas, and you can't really... I tend to catch up on my journaling and do a lot of class stuff and class prep, to be honest. Because it's not the busiest season of the year for me. Oh, anyway, I'm definitely going to wrap up now. I'm going to go and finish my coffee, take the puppies down the park, because Miss Maddie, come and say hello. Come on. Come and tell us what you want, Miss Maddie. Come on. Come on. No, she's just going to sit looking at me accusatory. I can't remember how to say that word. Come on. Come and say hello to your fans. Come and say hello. There we go, see? There's Miss Maddie. Is it park time, Miss Maddie? Is it time for park life? Is it park life time? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Mammy. It's time for belly rubs and a park. Time for the park. Yes. They love their walks in the park. Hello, baby. Hi. There you go. Everybody give Miss Maddie belly rubs. There we go. That's it now. If I can figure out how to turn this off, I will see you again soon. Thanks for joining.